Hey guys, Brandon here with Tinkered Gaming, and today we're going to be playing a little bit of Astroneer. Now, Astroneer is a game that has just come into Steam Early Access. It's in a pre-alpha phase, which you can see on the screen right here. So it's going to be rough around the edges. There's going to be bugs. There's going to be problems. I don't really know how much content there is, but I saw some trailers. I saw a very short amount of gameplay, and it looked like a fun game. It's a fun premise. It seems to be some sort of space engineers type thing. Not that doesn't really do it justice. They're procedurally generated worlds. You play a little astronaut. You get sent down to the world, and you have to build up a base and build a ship, and you can fly off the world to other planets. Which, from what I understand and what I've heard, is supposed to be somewhat like No Man's Sky, wherein you can just take off from the planet and seamlessly go to a moon or something like that. So, again, I don't really know a whole lot about the game. It looked really fun. I love supporting these smaller game companies and things like that, and getting these games on the ground floor. You know, I've been burned a lot of times, but there's been some really good gems in there. So I'm really eager to play this. Like I said, I've had my eye on it since it hit Steam Early Access, and I finally got around to picking it up. Like I said, it's only been out a couple days, so I'm not too far behind the curve. But I thought it'd be I think it'll be a fun game. Like I said, I don't really know how much content there is going to be, but we'll figure that out together. So I haven't played anything of the game. This is the menu screen. I'm seeing it for the first time while I record this, so I really don't know what I'm doing or anything like that. Looks like there's some different astronauts you can pick here. Looks like there's 4 of them. So this guy's super skinny. This guy's kind of chunky. This guy's in an orange suit, and this guy looks like the first guy. So I'm a big boy. We're gonna go with the big guy and hit launch and see what happens here. Oh, that's kind of cool. So right from the oh, I can already look around. Oh, that's really neat. There wasn't any kind of loading screen or anything. I actually launched from the quote-unquote main menu. Guys, I apologize if there's some frame rate drops and stuff like that. I'm not sure if that's gonna be a artifact on my computer, or if it's, again, because the game is in super early alpha. I don't know how optimized it is and stuff like that first. You see we've got some serious frame rate drop here. I also haven't been able to find any settings, like video settings or things like that, so that may have something to do with it. Alright, so I guess tab. Yeah, tab gets me out of the cockpit here. Alright, so what little I do know about this game is that this tether here that is connecting me to the pod is what's keeping my oxygen and my suit's energy on. So I know if I go too far away from the pod, you'll see the tether breaks. And, oh, that's cool. And, you know, I don't die immediately, but my oxygen and my energy does start to deplete. So one of the big things about this game is really the only survival aspect of it is the oxygen and energy management, which of course you can craft things and build things to sort of help you with that. Y'all give me 1 second here. Yeah, give me 1 second here. Let me look at the options and see what's really going on. What I can change, see if I can improve the frame rate a little bit. Alright, so there weren't really any graphics options aside from draw distance. So I turned that down a good bit. It looks like I'm getting a little bit better frame rate. Again, I don't know if this is because of my computer or if it's because of the game itself. So I apologize again for that. So I've got this little terrain tool, and you can see everything is voxelized, and you can just sort of click and dig things, which is neat. But let's what other buttons do I have here? All right, so that is, oh, okay. This looks like an inventory, which is actually really cool. So if you check this out, when I hit my inventory button, it actually, oh cool, compass. It actually like zooms the backpack off of my back, and that's presented as my inventory screen. So hopefully I can expand that, because it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of slots. But let's explore a little bit. I'm really digging the art style. I love the cartoony, cel shaded type stuff. What is this? Why is it? Oh, I can point at things if I don't have anything in my hand. A big focus of this game is going to be on co-op. I believe they already have some co-op that you can do. I've seen some footage of, you know, like I think it's up to 4 people drag and drop co-op. I'm getting organic resource. Okay. I have no idea what that does, but I'm getting some. So like I said, one of the big... Oh, oxygen, no. Ah, the frame rate, guys. The frame rate's terrible. Get back to the ship before I die of oxygen deprivation. Let me try the view distance again. We'll take it all the way down. Maybe that'll help a lot. Yeah, you can see there's not very much stuff rendered in the background now, so there's gonna be some pop in. I apologize for that, guys. It's just my rig. You know, there's limitations. Or like I said, it could be the game. I honestly don't know. I play most things decently without a whole lot of frame rate drop, but my computer is getting old, so that could have something to do with it. Anyway, as I was saying, co-op is a pretty big focus of this particular game, and I don't know how well the co-op works presently. I don't really have anybody to play it with right now, but Compound. But it's definitely something that they're looking at and that they're focusing somewhat heavily on as the game develops. Again, we're in pre-alpha right now, so there's no power. Does my power like regenerate? It does. Okay, so my power does build up slowly over time. It's in super early pre-alpha, so they're still working on a lot of things. They got a lot of things coming in the pipeline, and a lot more features and things like that. But again, I thought it could be fun to go ahead and jump in here and see. Let's see if we can craft anything. Compound. So I guess this is how I... Yep, sure enough. There we go. Oh, and it put it on my backpack. I guess that means I get better energy now. So one thing I did see in the limited gameplay that I watched about this game is, if you notice, I've got these slots on my backpack, but as I collect stuff, it's not a one-to-one or something like that. You know, obviously, as with most crafting / survival type games like this, you know, you have stacks. You know, things will build into each other. Looks like there's some kind of crashed ship down here, which is kind of cool. So as I vacuum things up with my little tool, it you know, I'll get a certain amount per slot. So maybe inventory management won't be too bad. I don't know if there's ways to expand the inventory later and stuff like that. I do love, if you watch as I vacuum it up, it actually like fills up the back of my drill until I get a full stack, I guess, and then it puts it in my backpack. It's pretty neat, you know. Little touches, like I said. I'm a big fan of little touches. This is 100% some sort of camera, some sort of like down ship or okay. I need to get back before I die. Like I said, everything's procedurally generated, so there's gonna be little things like this here and there scattered throughout the galaxy universe. I don't really know if it's gonna be an infinite procedural generated galaxy or something like that, or if I'm suffocating. No. Come on, you can make it, man. You're almost there. Oh no, he's starting to get sluggish. Oh, I made it. Whew. Note to self, don't wander too far from the ship. Like I said, I don't know if there's a set number of planets, or maybe there's a set number of planets now and they're going to expand it later. I really don't know much about this game, guys. I didn't do a whole lot of homework before I started recording, and I apologize for that. I didn't really know about this game until I saw it on my Steam queue, and you know, then I looked up a little bit about it, but mainly just to see if it was something that I thought I would be interested in playing. Okay, so this is how I changed. Tethers, compound, yes. Tethers is what I want to build. Tethers is what's going to allow me to travel further and further from the ship, which is going to be pretty beneficial. If you notice, when I crafted it, it actually crafted more than one. So it looks like we've got 4, 8, 11 there per craft, which is nice. You know, this will let me extend my line. I have no idea how to actually use these things. Maybe? Okay. T. Alright. And if you notice, they've got to be connected to the ship also. So, again, this game supposedly isn't going to build a whole lot on the survival aspect, like games like Minecraft and things like that, you know, where you have day-night cycles with monsters coming out, and, you know, you have to manage hunger and all that kind of stuff. It's got two resources. It's got energy. It's got oxygen. You got to manage those things, or you will die. And those things are pretty important in life. So I can understand why you have to manage them. But I don't know if there's any kind of fauna in the game. I don't know if there's enemies or NPCs or anything like that. Um, all of the gameplay that I saw, and again, I didn't see a whole lot, but all the gameplay I saw didn't show any sort of creatures or anything. That doesn't mean they don't exist, and even if they don't exist currently, it doesn't mean they won't exist. As with any early access game like this, there's going to be a lot of stuff missing from the quote unquote main game experience. So you have to take everything you see with a grain of salt because it's all completely subject to change absolutely 100%. I'm heading for this blue thing over here because I have no idea what it is. But anyway, the entire content of the game is liable to change 100% by the time it actually goes live. So take what you see with a grain of salt. I think this is pre-alpha 0.29 or something like that, 9.2, something around that. So still very, very early in development. That being said, I'm actually surprised at how polished the game is. Most of the time when you get stuff on Steam Early Access, especially if it's billing itself as pre-alpha like this game is, then it's not nearly this polished. What is this? Shiny blue stuff. It's telling me to click it. Oxygen. What is... It's just an oxygen plant, just a random oxygen plant laying around. So we about mine that dry. Ooh, maybe I can stay out for longer. Maybe it'll use these little oxygen bubbles from my backpack. I don't know, we'll find out. This looks like it might be some sort of cave. Again, I've got my draw distance turned so low that it's really tough. I'm sorry about the frame rate drop, guys. I absolutely hate that it's doing that. Some sort of weird mushroom thing down here. Alright, we're gonna go investigate. It does look like my oxygen is not dropping. What is happening? I'm sliding. No. What's going on? Yeah, it looks like my oxygen is not dropping like it was, so I think those oxygen plants, like, I think it uses what's in my backpack. Oh, that being said, the stuff that's in my backpack is going pretty quickly, so what is this? What is this blue stuff? Oh, more oxygen. Huh, that's very convenient. Alright, let's try to get out of here. Oh no, I'm stuck. Mine a little place here. One of the things I saw in trailers and gameplay and stuff like that is that I'm not exactly sure how to do it, but you can apparently build the ground back up. You know, it's, of course, with most voxel games, destroying and rebuilding the world's a pretty big thing. But the way they did this looked pretty cool. It's almost like it looked anyway, almost like your little matter manipulator tool here just turns into a giant. Is this not connected? Okay, it was just my draw distance. Anyway, it looks like your matter manipulator turns into almost a can of spray paint. Well, it doesn't really turn into a can of spray paint, but it looks like a paint sprayer is what it looks like, and you could just sort of paint the terrain back the way you want it. The particular piece of footage I'm talking about is in the, I think it's the early alpha release trailer. It shows, you know, a couple guys standing around, so I guess multiplayer is in. And they sort of build a bridge with their little matter gun. They start at one end and just sort of spray it back out, like extrude it almost. More compound. So compound's good. It helps me. What I really need though is, well, I really don't know what I need. Let's see what I need here. Alright, so compound gets me tethers, which is good. I need titanium for a tank. I have absolutely no idea what that does. Maybe more oxygen storage if I had to guess. Copper for a generator, a beacon, I'm not sure what that does, a wind vane, solar, battery, tethers. Okay, so that's all I can build on myself. I tell you what, let's go back to the camp. Oh, it looks like my inventory was full and I wasn't able to pick up this compound. So it just sort of jettisoned this little cartridge of compound. I really like the way they're doing the inventory system. It's unique. Um, can't really think of many other games that have done it. You know, most games have, like, if you have a backpack and they want to be like, oh no, it's a hardcore backpack. You have a certain number of slots in the backpack that you have to like arrange items. They're different sizes, sort of like Diablo. I don't know that I've ever seen it quite like this before. And another thing I really love about it is just the fact that I can see all my inventory on my back right there. It's very, if you notice, there's no heads up display, there's no other kind of indications of what's going on other than what's on your suit. So you got this little bar at the top that's oxygen, you've got your yellow bars, which is power, and you've got your actual inventory back there. Another thing you might notice is that the solar panel I crafted earlier is actually attached to my backpack, which is 100% cool. I love that it's visually represented. Like I said, oh, okay. So to build on the base, I need resin, and I'm not sure where to get that from. Alright, so let's go exploring this way. If you notice the moon back there, I guess it's a moon, that's no moon. The moon's rotating, and I think, guys, don't quote me on this, but like I said, with this, no, how do I, can I pick you back up? Oh, I can pick it back up. Ah, cool. I think with the way this game is going, with it being procedurally generated and the ability to pick up and fly from one planet to the other, I don't think that's a skybox item. I think that thing is actually up there rotating around the planet. I think one day, whether it's in this alpha build or not, I'm not 100% sure, but I think I'll be able to build a spaceship, fly up there, visit the moon, you know, maybe have some other people playing with me. They'll be down here on the ground, like wishing that they were as cool as I was and that they were able to get to space like me, and it'll just be a jolly good time. So we're going to build some more tethers. I could see where this might get a little tedious at some point, just having to build tons and tons and tons of tethers, but it also makes you think a lot about where I keep hitting escape to close my inventory and it doesn't work. But it also kind of makes you think about where you want to go. It makes you lay out these routes to be able to get to places with your tether. Alright, there's more compound there. We're going to leave that there for now. I think I'm doing okay on compound. Let's see. I'm actually not doing okay on compound. I'm out of compound. I don't know if this counts as an inventory slot or if this is like a... Actually, I think it is an inventory slot. Yeah, see, when I move off of it. Oh, that's cool. So it's kind of a in-game cheaty way to gain an extra inventory slot. Just have one sitting there in your quote-unquote crafting window. So that's pretty neat. I don't know if that's intended or not, but it's pretty neat nonetheless. So we're looking for some resin, hydrazine, fuel. This could be important. You know what? Let's get some... Oh, actually, we have some compound, don't we? Let's build... I saw a beacon. I'm betting that a beacon is going to give me a waypoint if I had to wager a guess based on, you know, experience playing other games. So we're going to build a beacon here. That's cool. Can't really do anything to it, but I think that'll show up on... Oh, wow, look at that. Look how big that is. Good God. I really, really hope that it's not just skybox decoration and that I'll actually be able to go visit that thing. Anyway, the reason I put a beacon here is because it says hydrazine is fuel, and I feel like that's going to be important when we build a ship, obviously. I'm assuming that you have to fuel it, otherwise why would they have a fuel resource? So we're just sort of going to keep on going here, see if we can find some resin somewhere. Is this more compound, I think? Oh, is that like snowballs over there? We're going to go check out that pillar of spherical objects. Resin! That's exactly what we were looking for. That's what we want. I think that it's pretty simple resource. I think, you know, don't quote me on this, guys, again. I don't know a whole lot about this game. But I think there's sort of like a handful of resources. You know, like resin is the like building material. Compound is like the, I guess, crafting material maybe. Hydrazine's fuel, obviously. I guess copper for electronic stuff, things like that. So again, we'll figure it out as we go along. I don't know how many resources are currently in the game or pretty much anything about the game, as I've said multiple times now. So I'm sort of figuring out as we go along. You guys may already know everything. I don't know. Like I said, the game's been out a couple days, which means that probably there's a whole lot more people out there that know everything there is to know about the game in its current state than I do. So, apologies if you were looking for some very in-depth like walkthroughs on how to play the game, because I really have no idea. All I know is get resource, place tether. You know, make a step 1 get resource, step 3 profit, step 2 question mark. I really want to know what this is. Organic. Okay, so it looks like it was just some sort of giant mushroom colony or something. Again, I've had to turn my draw distance down, so that's kind of a... Oh yeah, see beacon there on my map. So that's kind of a bunner. We're getting a bunner. That's kind of a bummer. We're getting a lot of pop in, which is not ideal, and we're still getting a little bit of frame rate drop. So sorry about that, guys. There's not a whole lot I can do about that at this point. But that being said, I love how I can't actually jump very high. I don't know if gravity is different on different planets. Like, if I go to the moon, will gravity be lower? Will I be able to, moon jump or something? But we are going to go ahead and sprint back to the base here just because I want to build a little bit on the base, see what that's like. I saw one person on the gameplay video I saw build one module to the base, and I don't even think he really did anything with it. I think he just built it to build it. So I do know, however, that, like I said, if you notice here, we'll just do it. Put this resin here, it extends out, it builds a little pod thing. It takes more resin, which I don't think I have enough now. I don't have enough, I gotta go get more. Anyway, if you notice, as I walk around the ship and the platform over there, these little connection pods follow me. And if I have the resin, I can sort of extend this. So it's not a freeform base builder, at least from what I understand. It's not a freeform base builder like Minecraft or Space Engineers or something like that. It's more of a modular system. So it's really trying to take the onus off of the... Is this... What is this in my backpack? I got plenty of oxygen in my backpack and plenty of tethers. I need like a storage bin or something. Anyway, it's trying to take the onus off of tedious resource management and needs management that most survival games put on you, and really put it more into the exploration and just amazement and wonder part of the game. So that's why I believe maybe you'll get a procedural solar system or something. I'm not 100% sure, but it would seem strange to me for a game that's all about exploration to shoehorn you into, like, 3 planets. That may be all that's in the game now. I'll do some more research before the next video and maybe have some more answers. What was I looking for? No, the resin was back here. But it's a neat premise. There's a lot of games out there that say they're about exploration, but you still wind up having to micromanage resources and stuff like that. And I know it seems like I'm having to micromanage a lot of resources here with having to stay hooked up to the tethers and stuff like that. But all in all, it's fairly simple to keep these resources topped off. It's not like I'm having to grind and spend. If you notice, I was making tethers that get... I just fell through the world. That's a bug. What's happening? I've entered the Twilight Zone. Oh, yeah. See? Early alpha, guys. This is very much pre-alpha. Things like this are going to happen. This is actually really cool. I can see through the world. So I guess this is all the resin I'm trying to get. It looks like I'm swimming back up. And, yep. That's cool. It sort of managed to save me. So, that's pretty neat. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Like I said, very early pre-alpha game. As you could tell, there's gonna be problems with it. There's gonna be glitches. I'm probably gonna fall through the world many more times than once, but it's part of the experience. Things will get better. These guys have done a phenomenal job already. I'm thoroughly impressed just by how polished the game is and its supposed pre-early alpha. I've got games in my Steam library that have been in beta that aren't this polished, and ones that have been in beta for years that aren't quite this polished. Maybe they don't have quite as many glitches, maybe they've got a little bit more features, but just the absolute gorgeousness of this gameplay world and of this game itself, I mean, it's slightly outstanding. How much resin do I have? So I've got one tube of resin, which I think is going to give me enough to build my platform. So we're going to go check that out. So, like I was saying, bravo to the studio that made this. I don't remember what their name is off the top of my head, and I apologize for that. But they've done a fantastic job so far. It's a very strong starting point. There's still a lot. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there's obviously problems with the game. Like I said, I think that some of the frame rate problems that I'm having is because of the game. Because again, I can run other programs that would, I assume, be a lot more taxing than this at much better frame rate. But this one's having some problems. Um, okay, so if you notice, once I got the other resin, it made this platform, and then on the platform, you can, ooh, a vehicle bay. You can build other stuff. You know, we've got some compound. Let's build this. Thought we had some compound. We don't have some compound. We've got organic. Can I like just drop this here? It's just taking up room in my inventory. I'm not able to get a whole lot of other stuff. Let's get some compound real quick. See what the research bench is all about. Yeah, there's plenty of compound right here. Like I said, module-based building. So if you're coming into this looking for the ability to build just these giant, sprawling, freeform creations like you see in games like Minecraft and Space Engineers, probably not exactly the game for you. But if you're looking for something a little different, but still seems like it's going to be, it already is, but it seems like in the end it'll be extremely engaging, extremely rewarding, extremely fun. I would definitely recommend checking it out. It's only, I think, $20 on early access right now. As with most early access games, of course, it comes with a risk if you buy it. You know, they may never finish it, they may abandon the project, there may be problems with it, as has happened to so many early access games. But at the other hand, you know, the price may go up, and it may turn out to be another real diamond in the rough. I remember getting Minecraft back in the day when it was in like alpha or whenever you started being able to actually purchase it, and I was thinking, you know, God, that was back in sort of the advent of early access, but I was thinking, man, you know, this really doesn't have anything. You could sort of just walk around and break blocks. That was pretty much it. Um, but look what it turned out to be. Minecraft's one of my absolute favorite games. I'll definitely be doing videos on it just because I love Minecraft so much. It's been quite a while since I've played, so I'm a little rusty. But modded Minecraft is by far one of my absolute favorite games. I have a huge blast when I play modded Minecraft. Sorry guys, I'm getting a little distracted here. I'm kind of excited about building this research bench because I want to see what it's going to give me, what sort of things I'll actually be able to research. Do I have to? Okay. Click the button, build the research. I love that it sort of automatically builds it for you. It's kind of tedious. I'm not a very, I won't say that I'm not a creative person, but I'm terrible when it comes to like building things. So in games like Minecraft or Space Engineers where you sort of have to design your own everything, no power. Can I build another solar panel and put the solar panel on the platform? Now we're cooking with fire, guys. No, I don't want to. I want to put it here. I can. Anyway, in games where you have to build stuff on your own, I'm not very good at building things that look aesthetically pleasing. So the fact that this just lets me click a few buttons, plop down a module, build what I need to build, it's kind of a refreshing change of pace, you know? Every game has its place. This game's not going to be for everybody. Minecraft and other games like that's not going to be for everybody. So you really have to decide whether or not this game is going to really give you what you're looking for to get out of it. But for me, so far, I know I've been playing like what 10 minutes or something like that. For me so far, it's been pretty fun. You know, it's worth it. And like I said, I love supporting smaller game studios, getting in on the ground floor of things, being able to witness things as they get built and stuff like that. It's always fascinated me, just the whole like game design, everything. So being able to see this game as it's relatively new is kind of neat. I was hoping the sun would come up here in a second so that we could check this research bench out. As a matter of fact, I think that I will wait for the sun to come up because I'm really wanting to check out this research bench in this video before I call this video. So let's give the sun a few minutes, see if it comes up, see if putting those solar panels on there actually gave us power so that we could see what sort of stuff we can research. Whoa, check this out, guys. So the sun hasn't come up yet, but I turned my view distance up a little bit to see what sort of impact it would have on the frame rate, and look at this thing coming up in the background. I just sort of turned around, I saw this. It looks like it's some sort of maybe dust storm. I have no idea. Yeah, the wind's definitely starting to pick up. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it's... Oh, look, I'm having trouble. It's like I'm having trouble moving now. So I'm going to stand by the shuttle just in case I need to get into it. Look at the tether's bow. Oh, that is a phenomenal touch. That is absolutely amazing. I guess this weather is also procedurally generated, if I had to wager a guess, but look at just how everything fluxes and moves with the wind. Like I said, it just... I was running around with the view distance turned up, and I turned, and this thing started tiny. It started in the background just as a little smidge, and just twisted up into the shape and the size that it is now, and just... Oh, that is... I love that. I mean, that's brilliant right there. That's... That's just amazing, guys. I'm sorry, but that is absolutely wonderful. That's something that I had no idea was going to happen, and was quite pleasantly surprised when it did. Alright, so it looks like the sun's up, and it looks like our research bench is complete. So I have no idea how to use this thing. Do I... Let's check the controls. Maybe just being close to it. Yeah, I'm clicking on stuff and nothing's happening. Maybe just being close to it will let me... Generator, beacon, wind vane, solar, battery. Nope, still nothing new there. I have no idea how to use this. What do I do? Can I just like drag something into it? Alright, well, I have absolutely no idea how to use the research station, so that'll take some time to figure out. I may... You know what, I'll try to figure it out on my own. I don't really like looking up how to do things, so I'll see if I can figure it out on my own. But that being said, I'm going to leave this video here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you want to see more content, subscribe. I'm trying to up my video output. I'm going to attempt to do 2 videos a day. To be perfectly honest with you, I'm not 100% sure that I can keep that up because I do have a lot of other stuff going on. But I'm going to put out at least 1 video a day. I'm going to try to do 2 videos a day. I can't promise that it'll be 2 videos every day, but I'm going to do my best. So if you like the video, hit like. If you want more content, hit subscribe. I've got links in the description for the game if you want to pick it up, if you want to give this developer who's already doing a phenomenal job, if you want to give them some support, or if you just want to play the game for yourself. And I'll see you guys in the next video.